My name is Abigail Jefferson, and my essay, 1968, is being narrated by actress Susan Spain and features Marva Hicks, Julius Thomas III, Soara-Joye Ross, J.D. Webster, and Venise Eldridge.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 glory.
It was April 4th, 1968. Michael, my 12-year-old cousin, and I made a plan to trade in our soda bottles at Abe's Corner Store, 2 blocks away from our grandparents' house in Northeast Washington, D.C. Our trade-in got us some Hershey's chocolate, potato chips, a Coke, and some Mary Janes. Yearning to gobble up our goodies, we raced home, only to be immediately distracted by the CBS Evening News.
Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee. Dr. King was standing on the balcony of a second-floor hotel room tonight when, according to a companion, a shot was fired from across the street. In the friend's words, the bullet exploded in his face. Police, who have been keeping a close watch over the Nobel Peace Prize winner because of Memphis' turbulent racial situation, were on the scene almost immediately. They rushed the 39-year-old Negro leader to a hospital where he died of a bullet wound in the neck.
The next morning, I went to school, and as I bolted through the classroom door, Mrs. Thornton was making an announcement.
Martin Luther King Jr., our civil rights leader, has been assassinated. There is rioting across our nation, and there's word rioting will break out in D.C. today. So, class will be dismissed early. But before we go, let's take a moment in silence in his memory.
After the bell rang, we grabbed our notebooks and quietly exited the building. As we flooded the playground, I could hear screeching sirens of police cars, fire engines, ambulances, and the sound of running feet. I looked up into the sky and saw large plumes of black smoke billowing onto the canvas of the darkening clouds. It was only 11 a.m., but the sun seemed to have disappeared, and the smoke-filled sky made it appear to be evening. My heart pounded, and my tiny 8-year-old feet took off running. When I arrived home, I darted down the narrow hallway and out onto my back porch, which was always a fun place to hang to watch the boys shoot hoops. I really wanted to kiss one of those cute boys I liked, but I was way too scared. That afternoon, the court was a graveyard, dead silent, but I could still hear sirens. I looked up, entranced by flames roaring from rooftops, spreading ash and cinders all around. I went back inside and was startled to hear somebody pounding on the door. My grandmother stiffened, and she cautiously opened the door. There stood my Uncle Joe, panting hard, holding loaves of bread, milk, and the largest box of detergent I'd ever seen.
Where'd you get all this stuff?
My grandfather, who'd been retreating in the darkness of his bedroom, suddenly appeared.
Oh, no. No, 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 damn it!
I don't want no part of this. Get this stuff out my house.
You heard your father.
Mama, I ain't going back out there. The pigs are locking up our people, throwing them in paddy wagons and tear gassing. The businesses are being burned. We're gonna need these groceries. Stores will all be gone by tomorrow.
My grandmother kept all the stuff. The next morning, Saturday, April 6th, I woke up again to pounding coming from the front door. My grandmother peeped through the blinds and opened it. It was my mom.
I come to pick up my kids. I need them to get out of here. This is one of the neighborhoods that looted and burned the most. My children aren't safe here.
My mom scurried my sister and I out of the house. As I stepped onto the curb, I looked from one end of the block to another. Business after business was burnt. We got into my mother's 1965 blue Chevrolet. We rode around the block. I witnessed the National Guard marching down the streets. Army tanks with snouts erect rolled throughout my community. I noticed that some businesses were untouched, and those buildings had "Soul Brother and Sister" written in white letters on the windows. I knew it meant either a black person owned it or worked there. As we drove around, I asked my mom, "Why did the people riot?" I will always remember her answer.
The people are angry and burning with rage on the inside. All of this is you seeing them burn with rage on the outside. Now the war is not over. Victory isn't won. But we'll fight on till the finish, and then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, oh, glory, glory. We'll cry glory, oh glory, oh, glory,
I have a dream